Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, January 24th. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, Prince George's officials announced that the county has filed lawsuits against several prominent opioid manufacturers. This just one day after Governor Hogan laid out his anti-opioid initiatives. CTV's Sonia Shrivastava has more.
Well, just to give you an idea how big of a problem this is, in 2017, there were 981 overdoses here in Prince George's County. Now, that is a 260% rise since 2014. And numbers like these are the reason the county executive says now's the time to do something.
The county has hired one of the top law firms in the country, Napoli and Shkolnick, to go after opioid manufacturers on the grounds that they misled the public. There are 26 companies to be exact. Officials say paramedics are running twice as many opioid and fentanyl calls, and the addiction in most cases is unintended.
They had no intentions of becoming addicted, and because of an injury that they had, and had to have something for pain relief, and now they need to continue that, and yeah, it's sad.
The crisis is costing localities millions, and Baker says that is a growing fiscal challenge.
That we're spending money on in health aspects that we didn't have to spend, 10 years ago. Or 4 years ago.
In Georges County, we are seeing steady increases. Our new concern is that the fentanyl that are connected to the majority of deaths is not the pharmaceutical grade, and it's a garbage kind of a grade. So people don't even know what they're really taking.
Today's announcement follows Governor Hogan's presser yesterday that laid out his 2018 anti-opioid initiatives, one of them which directs Attorney General Brian Frosh to file suit against drug companies. That didn't sit well with Frosh, who fired back by releasing a statement saying, quote, Governor Hogan often uses a press release saying he has directed us to do something after we have asked for his approval, and he has done that here.
Again, officials here tell us that they are training officials, especially firefighters and paramedics, on how to deal with this national crisis, and that too takes money. In District Heights, I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Back to you.
Now, we did ask officials about how much money they are seeking from the lawsuits. We were told that number will not be released because of legal reasons.
2 men are dead and 1 is in critical condition in 3 separate incidents in the county. Laurel police need your help in locating this man, Reginald Olson. An arrest warrant is currently out for him. Police say he fatally stabbed a man in the 300 block of Gorman Avenue late Tuesday. In the second incident, officers responded to Geneva Lane in Camp Springs this morning for a report that someone had been cut. The victim, identified as 61-year-old Lorenzo Dancy of the district, died at a local hospital. Meantime, a man was shot in the 9000 block of Ballard Lane in Clinton early this morning. He was taken to the hospital and is listed in critical condition. Anyone with information on these incidents is asked to call police at 1-866-411-TIPS.
A bill that would terminate the parental rights of rapists has passed a Senate committee. The governor has indicated this bill is one of his top priorities. Now, that measure will require a woman to prove through clear and convincing evidence that she was the victim of a sexual assault and that terminating the rights of the alleged attacker is in the best interest of the child. The legislation has been introduced each year for the last decade, but has thus far failed.
In the wake of the Me Too movement, Maryland appoints a workplace harassment commission. Senate President Mike Miller and House Speaker Michael Bush today named 14 members to the group. They will examine workplace policies across state government, and Senator Richard Madaleno says this is very important.
And is it necessary?
Well, I think it's very necessary because remember, we're looking at overall around the state, not just the legislature. We're looking at the legislative branch, the executive branch, the judicial branch. We're just trying to make sure that women are treated with their proper respect through our state government. I think it makes sense for us to be looking at this, as Senator Miller said when talking about it. You know, our economy, our culture has changed. We have to make sure that the structures that help support it through government change with the changes in the broader culture.
What will this committee do that hasn't already been being?
Well, I think they're going to. I think they're going.
The panel will be chaired by Gene Hitchcock of Johns Hopkins University, a former member of the O'Malley administration.